fellow AmBazonians, fellow Southern Cameroonians. Today na number 21 day for the month of March 2019. My name na Capo Daniel. This one na my daily podcast for una. Them say mumu di laugh ndiba di kill ye. Una already know what way they happen for this was struggle for independence for Southern Cameroon. Because now as we talk, the pressure for dialogue and negotiation, it be ramped up by the international community. We don't hear how America, the Secretary of State Assistant for Africa, Eastern, it talk say the palaver they so they think whether they go carry them go to for international fora. And other people they gather also for try for talk for meet up for America for Shidong, whether this meeting be called by Dr. Fontemniba. As activists they raise alarm for the possibility say this conference fi be na a way poor beer and France the one take we for turn and back for good and back for La Republic. The initial response will be get for John Bakoro na for cosh people. Anyhow, Dr. Tumfo Mbohebe then give a powerful response today where he talks say me AmBazonia people then consider this as a personal invitation for attend the ASCPC for America. He talks say he be sure say this conference go be na for push help our independence quest. Bohebe talk say me all Southern Cameroonians they know say this is their revolution and they have the right to come to that conference and send a powerful message irrespective of the politics and the manipulation or so-called collaborators or what they are trying to do with Cardinal Tumi and his Anglophones General Conference. For the agenda then for that conference, according to the document where they release them, it talks the first agenda now for identify the problems and way they don't plague our existence as people of Southern Cameroon since we attain independence by joining La République du Cameroon for 1961. Number 2, it go be now for review the socio-economic and political factor the way it be lead for the upcoming Coffin Revolution for 2016. 3, it go be now for evaluate the effort the way La République du Cameroon, their government and the people them for Southern Cameroon, they ran triumph for stem down the crisis and the outcome of those efforts. Number 4 go be now for assessing the nature and the extent for the humanitarian crisis and way it don't be as a result of all those villages where La République du Cameroon, their army, they ran bombonam with hospital them burning and including the palaver them for IDPs them and refugees them and the overall effort them for drive peace and for alleviate these humanitarian aspects. And then they go further for examine a sustainable way for achieve peace and the role where the international community will play and for achieve that peace. And the last point for the agenda go be now for reconcile Southern Cameroon political groups and rally them around the cause for peace, outlining a code of conduct to govern political activities before, during, and after the peace process. Wait till they intend me come up for this conference. Their intended outcome go be now for heighten international awareness for this conflict where they be the column now the Anglophone problem. Say the war need for no and the need for act for avert another Rwanda situation for Southern Cameroon. Secondly, for develop a common strategy for peace within a viable framework for a long-term solution and the role the international community can play within it. And lastly, they hope to reconcile the different political and ideological leanings towards a common and consensual position. They invite all Southern Cameroonians to attend that conference, and any man will get difficulties for register. They say me call +1301 898 6324. As we don't look where the consortium be talk about this conference, we don't look where Maurice don't talk about the conference. We'll take another look for Dr. Akwanga for APLM for find out what he done put on publicly for regarding this conference. When I listen for Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, a rationale behind a perspective and a projection for this conference. When I take and when I listen.
I am telling you people one thing. We are going to sit on the table with the other side. Get this and get this from my mouth. I, Dr. Akwanga, Ebenezer Dering Bongo Akwanga, Mola Mbongo Moluta. Let me repeat it. This struggle is not going to end without us sitting with the other side. But we must decide how we are going to sit on that table. And there are only 2 ways that we, Southern Cameroonians, will sit on that table. If we want to sit on that table as AmBazonians, we must walk to the table, select our own chair, sit and look at the other side directly. But if we do not want to walk to that table as AmBazonians, we will be dragged to that table as Anglophones. And at that time, we will sit there on any chair that they select for us. And it will be a negotiated settlement, not on our terms, not on their terms, but on the terms of those who will see us as captors for the last time. We must decide. We must decide how we will sit on that table. So nobody should pretend to you that I've told La Republique, I have told La Republique, they cannot win this war. And they have agreed. And we cannot win this war. But we can fight this war like FARC fought in Colombia for 50 years. That I can assure you we can do it. Yes, we have the capacity to fight for as long as it takes. But at what cost? At what cost? Especially when the war is fought constantly in our own area, where the battleground is our own homeland. At what cost? When I even said the other time that when you are having a conference or a meeting online on independence, don't bring federalists there. I was right. If federalists are having their meeting, they should not bring an independentist. But if it is something that is collectively bringing Southern Cameroonians, anybody can come in. But you have to be careful that when you are talking to those who are independentists, know that nearly everyone has lost somebody. So you should talk with them with care. Anything. Stop calling people names. That they are fake, they are this. We have done that for months and months. It has not changed anything. You must change your strategy for the good of this struggle.
So now the chairman that for the APLM, Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, that they talk in response to activists, their pressure on the leaders who are attending it regarding rationale of why they are attending it. But we hear one of an excerpt for audio way Dr. Nyi, the vice president for the AmBazonian Governing Council, he released and he will give you also a perspective from the side of the AGC. Meguna here.
We had thought about the two angles of the issue, that there is the enabler angle and the nationalist angle. The enabler angle focuses on the 2016 uprising, and they think we can still cohabit with La Republique in some form. And if you listen to the Secretary of State, they don't have a solution or a definite approach to a solution to the AmBazonian problem yet. They are contemplating various approaches. And if we don't push our case as hard as possible, they will be inclined to take the moderate or the enablers approach. We have in the past, with our international partners, stressed to them that they need to focus on the root causes of the problem and not on the 2016 uprising, which is basically an Anglophone problem. They need to focus on the Southern Cameroon or the AmBazonian problem, which is the conspiracy of 1961, where they hooked-winged us to choose between two dead-end alternatives. It is for us to develop a good communication strategy to tell why the root causes of the AmBazonian crisis has to be the only approach. We have told them in several occasions that we weren't there in 1961. I wasn't born even in 1970. It's only probably in the early 70s. And I'm fighting for something that wasn't there. So this is a generational problem. The international community either gets it right or pushes the can down the road, and in a matter of a few years or a few decades, the same problem will erupt. So they should find a lasting solution, and we should also sell the case to AmBazonians why the lasting solution option is the one that we will accept and is the most preferred one.
Talking to one of my former associates and listening to his presentation, given that he is very close to the conference and he has been helping, assisting Dr. Nibafontem, one would understand the mindset of that conference is based on the support as well of international observers from the diplomatic corps in Yaoundé, and the assumption is that we have to come together in this united Southern Cameroon conference in order to have a better chance to prosecute it. So to get a more balanced perspective, And I want us to analyze the interview granted by the Mr. Nagy, the Assistant Secretary of State for Africa from the United States of America, which is going to give us a more proper understanding of the situation and the dynamic of the crossroad in which we find ourselves in.
So it is incredibly important to put an end to this as quickly as possible. The United States of America.
Les États-Unis ont leur histoire triste également. Les États-Unis ont été au Vietnam pendant plusieurs années avec des équipements, des soldats, mais les États-Unis ont perdu.
The best equipment, and at the end of the war, we lost. So this is one of those situations where I believe it is.
À la fin, ce qu'il faut, c'est une situation où il y a la paix.
So to end it, there has to be a peaceful solution involving dialogue.
It be very interesting, say, Mr. Nagy give an example, say, more observe, say, America be go fight Vietnam War with all the heavy equipment and with the best army, but then be lost the war. So in this context, it talk about the prospects, say, La Republic with the best military and the best equipment can lose this war.
I have to start by saying, obviously, Cameroon is a sovereign state. And sovereign states decide what they will or will not do.
Je dois commencer en réitérant que le Cameroun est un pays souverain. En tant que souverain, le Cameroun décide de ce qu'il faut faire. L'une des solutions à cette crise, il y a la Constitution de 1996, dont certaines parties sont mises en application, et pour le gouverneur.
Those types of things. So, again, in my view, that is something that very
personnellement, je pourrais dire c'est déjà un début. Donc, c'est l'une des solutions. Je ne dis pas que c'est la solution.
There really is a push for a resolution. So one of the parts of a solution, I believe, is decentralization.
Which type of decentralization? Because now in Cameroon we are applying the decentralization. Do you think that is not more, or do you think that people are able to have more than government give them now?
Of course, that's for the people to decide.
C'est aux populations de décider, également en accord avec le gouvernement. Si on me posait la question en tant que politiste, je dirais il faut discuter et consulter les populations.
So if you not hear what he talk very well, it talks say the issue, this solution where it be very push concerning decentralization. Now, one of the solution. This is not the only solution. He actually make and say he make the point that this is not the only solution to solve this problem through decentralization. And then he talk the most important thing. Say they must consult the people. Now the people them could decide. It is you, the people, who can decide. So people they need to understand the crossroad will be inside, which way be the way forward for prosecute this revolution from the people of AmBazonia. You get the leaders and the leadership where they are rule now for find solution, for lead the people towards a solution. The Fontaine Niba conference where you go be whole for America. The assumption them when around here, the assumption them when around here, the presumption them. They want to have a push people that through that way. And that issue, it be based specifically about the immediate crisis. Even the assumption say we don't already fight people that don't die, all these type of things. We don't be in a position where we feel in a strong position. Other argument then I say will never even be a contender yet. Will never be in a way we feel contend them for ground. So any negotiation or any form of dialogue, any engagement at this stage, without having that upper hand, something to bargain with, it no go be in our favor for the outcome where people that go and desire. So a boy up to down wuna individual them, every individual AmBazonian for already make up a choice which one way you follow them. And sometimes it no be a choice, it not necessarily be a choice. You fit choose the two side, but you need to get information about which they actually go on for you to make those right decisions. As an activist, I want to say that our population have to demonstrate a resilience and a complete rejection of any type of compromise, any shape or form of compromise. The danger, and I say, when you engage with the federalists in a situation where you have a consensus, like this conference, where they want to bring a consensus among independent factions and the federalists, that already in itself for me na a problem, because it go already give an indication that we are willing to compromise, because the federalist is a compromise position. They are not they are a stakeholder, but they are not a party to this conflict, because they are not shooting guns on ground zero. So if we accept for prosecute this struggle, as John Baakoro, the advocate, and Semi then set up a structure to represent the struggle in this consensus position, there is a danger that that position, in the fact that it has federalists in that consensus, will send the wrong message. I believe that we can win this war by sending the message to the international communities that they will have to kill everybody to get that land, and there will be no compromise. That will be in the line of the Mancho BBC theory of all for one, one for all, to make sure that the people who have died, we are going to stand by them, as well as those who are living and those who will be burned. Right now, we get the situation where the AGC don't get international supporters, international partners who are supporting, who have engaged to support the struggle. There is a conference coming up in Spain, a working session for 3 days. There is the United States visit on the perspective of independence, demanding independence, not about the concessions, not about the immediate trigger of this coffin revolution, which is a strike, the issue about citizenship, whether we have equal right and equal first class or second class citizenship. The fact that America, they don't make them absolutely clear that this is not the only solution, and it depends on us. If we, the people, we are now giving indications that this thing can actually form a consensual position, or that can actually lead us, then we are giving the wrong signal when it comes to independence, because the way these people have been operating before, they will not give us independence because it is not a convenient position for them. No country would want to entertain the fact that another country will emerge from Africa, or there will be a separation. Our independence, from our assessment, can only come when we have sent the message to the world that they will have to commit mass murder, they will have to go through genocide to take that land, they will have to kill every Southern Cameroonians to take that land. It is also by proving to them that we are willing to fight, willing to become a contender and actually become a challenge to them on the ground physically. I don't believe the assessment of Dr. Akwanga that we have attained a position where we are now being either dragged to the table or we can walk. We have not been crippled. If you look at the fighting on the ground, the groups that have been decimated, you have the group like the AGC, the Tiger One, the group of General Aroke, they are still intact. Most of the fighting forces that have been decimated on ground zero have been those forces who have taken the position of these county locations that have been easily been isolated and annihilated. Those groups that have been engaged in pure guerrilla tactics are still very much more strong. They are more equipped, as we have seen even in the testimony of the Sword of AmBazonia. They are still the contender. You find the program of of Pachie. People are still they are willing to still arm the fight. This is just getting to the starting point. We are not even arrived there yet. So why I reject the position of the agenda of this conference to set up any structure that would represent us, or to come up even with any consensual position, I think that it should only be an activist or the nationalist position in that conference should only be to send a message and not to come into any consensual agreement with federalists. We should just be there to send a message, reject the federalist concession completely. I think we have to be aligning ourselves now with pure independence. We have to be aligning ourselves now for independent and independent alone. Even the other faction of the IG, which have actually basically break out, will tell you that there is no way you can discuss with federalists without undermining the declaration of Seseko Ayok Tabi. After declaration of restoration and independence, how then will you be talking about consensus? You cannot do that without sending the signal that you are telling the world that the declaration of restoration was not a consensual one. What had started as a coffin revolution is just a part of a struggle that had long predated that coffin revolution. We should have that in our mind. That is the truth. This is a revolution for independence. It is part of the struggle for the people of Southern Cameroon to attain their independence, which started right from 1955 when Godi Dinka went to the United Nations and make the case that we have attained a Category A territory and our people have attained self-governance and we have to access our right of independence. The international community had conspired then to dwarf our independence, giving us options that were treasonous, that were fraud. Now we have the chance to assert our full right. We should ask for our full meal. We should ask our place in the table of the international community. Nothing less. We should demand for independence and we should go in for independence and independence alone. That is why I fully support and endorse the position of the AGC and the leader of this of the nationalist faction by Dr. Ayabacho in their pursuit of this contenderhood. I will be following up their meeting in Spain and the one in America to make sure that we articulate our struggle properly for independence and independence alone. There is nothing anymore, any debate about consensus, but those who want to have it have their rights to do so. If I were to attend the conference in America, I was to go there to send a message. I would not be going there to have any type of consensus with federalists. I wouldn't be doing that. For me, that would be attending, facilitating a lure to lure our people back to La République du Cameroon through the solutions being proposed by the diplomatic corps in Yaoundé that is being led by the French embassy. So at the end of the day, listen to Mr. Nagy.
It's not for foreigners.
Ce qu'il convient de relever, c'est pas aux étrangers de proposer une solution. La solution ne viendra pas des étrangers, mais ce doit être une solution camerounaise.
So what the international community will expect is that the solution should be from us Cameroonians. I mean Cameroonians with S, the French Cameroonians and the English Cameroonians, the British Southern Cameroonians. So how do we decide as a people? People, they decide not through their leader them, because you know, expect say the masses, they will come express themselves. They already expressed themselves for support the independent agenda 100% will be seen for 22nd of September 2017 and for 1st of October 2017. And the position for the people, their masses, they will be presented now by their leaders and we'll get various leaders those leaders that they represent this movement way there for ground zero. So how the people then they support any leader that say that they show say the people that they talk, that leader they talk now on their interest and on their behalf. So we the people of Southern Cameroon will need to express ourselves through the support for the leaders and way than they before. So anything we wanna do when I know say the power belongs to you, the people. Now wait to wanna decide, and we need to demonstrate them somehow, somewhere. We need to demonstrate them through our support, endorsement, and participation in the various leaderships that are leading us to independence or to wherever we want to go. God bless you, fellow AmBazonians, fellow Southern Cameroonians. Today na number 21 day for the month of March 2019. My name na Capo Daniel. This one na my daily podcast for una. Them say mumu di laugh ndiba di kill ye. Una already know